Hello, everybody. I'm not sure exactly when this will actually start going live. It should be live right about now. So, hopefully, I'm appearing before you. Hopefully, I have a voice. Hopefully, sound is coming out of my face. We are gathered here today, and we're going to watch the Nintendo Direct. So, welcome. Thank you for coming. And, yeah, we're already getting thumbs down. That's people. Hey, people know what to expect from me, and they are ready with their immediate disapproval. So thank you very much for joining me today. It is exciting. Hopefully, there are a few things we can kind of expect out of today's Direct. A few things that we hope we'll get out of this Direct. The big thing, of course, for me, which I'm pretty confident we'll get, is a Xenoblade 2 release date that is, like, this year. But I'm pretty confident we're gonna get that. It's looking promising. Of course, we could also use a Skyrim release date. That would be good. Also, hello, Steve Lewis. Thank you for saying hello. Or hi. But yeah, so Skyrim release date, Xenoblade release date. Of course, there are tons of rumors about what might happen today. We've got, let's see. Whoop. Nintendo. Oh, their thing just popped up. Okay, so we must be 30 minutes out because the thing just popped up. Once the actual thing starts, I will, of course, just to reassure you, I will shut up and I will switch to. I'll show you the actual thing. So you don't have to worry about having to listen to me during the actual Direct. I always hate it when people do reaction stuff where they're talking through the Direct. It's very annoying. So we will talk before and we will talk after. In the middle, I will shut up and we'll just all bask in the glory. Unless they announce a Star Fox game, in which case you might hear me start screaming. But other than that, it should be nice and quiet, nice and relaxing. Yes, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, rumors. So we've got a couple of them. The first one that I heard, Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition, that showed up on a few different retailers' sites with a listing for a Switch version. So I'm not sure how to lean on this one. On the one hand, it is a game where the engine for that game was developed for a next generation or an 8th generation system, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch obviously is not quite that level. But that being said, the port of Skyrim that is coming to Switch, if you look at comparisons, there are a lot of geometric and scene details and lighting details that appear to be more in line with the special edition of Skyrim than the original version. So maybe they actually do have their engines running better on Switch than we give them credit for. And also Fallout 4 is not the most technically demanding game on the Xbox One and PS4. That game came out at the same time, or around the same time. I was playing it at about the same time as Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it always amazed me because I felt like Xenoblade Chronicles X looked a whole lot better than Fallout 4. So the idea of that running on the Switch is not totally outlandish, so who knows? Maybe we will see that today. A few more of you have said hello. So hello to Jonathan Williams, hello to Andrakhai, and Andrakhai is also the first person. If you've watched my streams before, you know that I do one unsolicited just shout out, because people always post that stuff in the comments. So you get one. The first person who asks gets one. So today, Andrakhai, I'm probably saying your name wrong, and I apologize. But I'm giving a shout out to your channel because you're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Good luck. I wish you the best. Hopefully you don't post anything that's so horribly offensive over there that I just gave a shout out to. I'm trusting you. Yes, and King Arc Mega Man agrees that people talking through the actual Direct is extremely annoying. So rest assured, if you just got here, I will not be doing that. I will shut up, we'll go to full screen for the Nintendo Direct, and you can just enjoy it. We'll talk after. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section, though, because we'll be talking about it after the Direct. Okay? Okay? Makes sense? Good. Cool. Other things we might see today. So we got release dates. We've got some crazy rumors. Oh, the other crazy rumor. Achievements coming to Switch. That's apparently a thing that might happen. For me personally, I've never been much of an achievement hunter. But I get that some people are super into it. I get that it kind of, is one less disparity between Xbox One, PS4, and even Steam to the Switch. So I get where that would be a good thing to have. So sure, if we want achievements, why not? I do think it'd be cool if when they eventually get Virtual Console Classic Games, whatever they wind up calling it, once they get that going, if they had there is a little tiny gnat flying around in front of my face. If they wind up giving that a achievement system, I gotta be honest, that'd be pretty cool. So yes, that Marshall says thanks for streaming this. Thanks for watching this, Marshall. Chariot Goblin says hello. You're 12 years old. You better not be putting offensive content on your channel then. I'm trusting you. Let's see. Toro Sue says, how long till? Let's see, we have about 25 minutes until the Direct. Nintendo is generally pretty punctual with when they go live, so that should be good. Let's see. Golden Sun. That would be an interesting one to see. Animal Crossing, that is what my wife is hoping for. I would be surprised, to be honest, if Animal Crossing shows up at this Direct. That seems like an E3 kind of announcement to me. But who knows? They do have, they've had a very good first year with the Switch. A lot of really, really good games coming out for it. We'll have to wait and see exactly, can they maintain that momentum going into 2018? Animal Crossing would certainly be a fantastic game. A new Golden Sun, sure, great. If they do a new Golden Sun, though, I want them to go back to pixel art. Because, man, I hated the polygonal Golden Sun on DS. The game is fine, but the art style, not a fan. Smash Deluxe and a new Mega Man game would complete my life right now. I'm gonna be honest, with Smash Bros, I am hoping that rather than getting a port of the Wii U or 3DS one, we get a new game. That's, in my opinion, I would rather they make a new game than just give me that. I've bought that game already. There are only so many times I want to buy Smash Bros 4. And even if, to be fair, and they talked about this on Radio Free Nintendo a few weeks back, if they put all of the DLC, all the maps from both the 3DS one and the Wii U one onto a single collection, that could work. But I'd still rather they just make a whole new game. Fire Emblem Warriors info. Yeah, that I think could definitely happen. Maybe, do we have a release date on that yet? I don't remember. I think we do. I could be wrong. Let's see. Wonderful 101. We have heard some rumors that Platinum could be saying something. So, Star Fox 0.5? Anybody? No? Okay, well, I'm excited. I'll buy it. Let's see. Lots of Smash. Metroid Prime. I assume you mean Metroid Prime 4 gameplay. I think it's still way too early for that. I think the Metroid Prime 4 they are drawing pictures of Samus right now. That is the stage of development that Metroid Prime 4 is likely in. I don't think we are at the actual gameplay for Metroid Prime 4 just yet. But hey, who knows? I would take, if they show me some of those drawings they've done of Metroid Prime 4, I would take that. That would be fine. That sounds like a great idea. What are you excited to hear about? I hope they give info on Breath of the Wild 2 DLC. Yes, that, Breath of the Wild DLC 2, I think that's pretty much a shoo-in. That definitely, I think, is something we'll hear about, because that's supposed to come out this holiday, so that's pretty sure. We do know also they will be talking about Mario Odyssey. That is, the one thing. In fact, it's on your screen right down there if you can read that tiny print. I guess it's kind of behind the logo. But they have said specifically, there it is, that they will be talking new details about Super Mario Odyssey, and they're focused mostly on what's headed to Switch and 3DS over the next few months. So that's why I don't think, like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, Metro Prime 4... I don't think we're going to see too much of that because this seems to be focused. I think this is kind of like their holiday direct. These are the things that are coming out before Christmas, which is why you should buy a Switch on Black Friday. I think that is the purpose of this particular Nintendo Direct. Chariot Goblin would rebuy Star Fox Zero. There we go. But I needed to have even more motion controls. I want them to just double down on the motion controls. If you hated the motion controls, too bad! Star Fox 0.5 has twice as many motion controls. You have to play it with a Joy-Con in each hand and 2 in your foot and 1 in your mouth. And every movement counts. That's what I want out of Star Fox 0.5. Federation Force 2 is all. We could throw that on the list if we're asking for games that only I want. Let's see. Bundle Pack. That, I think, Mario Odyssey Bundle Pack, I could see that happening. Though I could also see a Zelda Game of the Year Bundle Pack. Has it won Game of the Year awards yet? It has to have, right? It's going to. I don't know if it technically has yet, but that's a shoo-in for any Game of the Year awards. Let's see. Oh, Cherry Goblin says, I wouldn't be surprised if Animal Crossing went full mobile, no Switch game. So I was actually, my wife and I were talking about this last night. I think that Animal Crossing on Switch, that needs to happen, and it needs to have split-screen multiplayer. That is my big thing for Animal Crossing on Switch. As far as mobile goes, because they are, of course, making an Animal Crossing mobile game, I was almost thinking that it would be cool, in the older Animal Crossing games, like on the GameCube one, you had the island, which you went to, by connecting your Game Boy Advance with the link cable to the GameCube, and then you played on your Game Boy Advance even when you weren't there, and you could like do things on the island. That, I feel, could sort of be how the phone app and a Switch game kind of interact, with the phone app acting as the island, which is something that you could interact with while you're not playing the main game, but then that information from the phone app could then be used in the actual game. And of course the phone app itself would be like a full game, but you could in some way go to the area that's on your phone and do stuff there while you're not playing the full game. And that'd be good synergy, right? It encourages the people who got the phone app, like, hey, you could get the Switch and get this whole game. And then people who have the Switch would also be like, oh, there's a phone app, you could do that, take us in your pocket every day. And so I feel like that's the type of thing that I feel like would make sense with that franchise. Let's see. Persona 5 or Persona 3? Persona 5, I assumed, was licensed to be a PlayStation exclusive, but I guess I don't know for sure, so who knows? My unrealistic prediction is Xenoblade Chronicles X port announcement after Xenoblade Chronicles 2 release date. I would buy Xenoblade Chronicles X again. After I just got finished saying how I don't want to buy Smash 4 again, I would buy Xenoblade Chronicles X again. To have that mobile, absolutely. I love that game. The game is amazing. I want GameCube games on Switch. Yeah, that'd be neat. That'd be neat. Any information on like their classic games virtual console thing would be great. So that'd be cool. Let's see. Azure Striker Gunvolt. That'd be cool. I could definitely see that being like a, eShop release. Sure. There are a lot of like late Wii U and 3DS eShop releases that I could see getting ported to Switch eventually. Even like Metroid Samus Returns, I feel like is kind of an inevitable eventual Switch port. And I will buy that game twice. Federation Force 2, there we go. Chariot Goblin's got my back. Lightning Scorpion would buy Star Fox 0.5. Also, hello Lightning Scorpion, welcome to the stream. Is this the real Nintendo Direct? If you mean, is this on Nintendo's channel? No. This is Nintendo World Report. We are a Nintendo fan site. Been around since 1999, and we're proud of it. But we will be streaming the actual Nintendo Direct as soon as it happens here, so you'll be able to watch it right here. Of course, you can also... I won't be talking, like I said, I won't be talking during the Direct. We'll just switch to a feed like this, so you can watch it. I won't be talking during it, so you can watch it here, or you can go to Nintendo's actual stream on their channel and watch it there, and then just come back here afterwards, and we'll talk about it like we're doing now, but after, and we'll have information. It'll be a fun time. But yes, you can watch it here, or you can go to their channel either way. But before you leave, you should subscribe so that you can find your way back here. Maybe like the video. That'd be another easy way. Let's see. Wonder if they will show some amiibos. That'd be cool. What kind of amiibos do you want? Xenoblade amiibos? I'm surprised we haven't got Xenoblade amiibos, actually. Well, I guess we have Shulk, but I want more Xenoblade amiibos. Let's see. Lightning Scorpion says, do you think we'll go Smash 4 Deluxe? I don't think so, not yet. Because I think, like we were saying, I think this Direct is going to be focused at stuff coming out this year. This is their holiday Direct. We might get some stuff for the very beginning of 2018, but I don't think we will get too much. And Smash 4, at this point, if they are porting it, I think it will be a little bit later on in next year. That seems like Animal Crossing, something for E3 of next year, I think. But I could be totally wrong. I expect info on the new Kirby 3DS game. Was there a new... I have so much trouble keeping track of the Kirby games. But yes. Maybe also some hints of information on Yoshi and Kirby for 3DS, if either of those are going to be early 2018. I guess we don't know yet. N64 Classic Edition. It's too early. It's too early. I work in retail. I'm not ready for another one yet. We're already having people calling to ask if we're taking pre-orders on the NES reprint that's happening in the summer. So it's too... I'm not ready for the N64. Unless, of course, they discover some unreleased Star Fox game for it, in which case, bring it on right now. Let's see. Do you think it's possible Pikmin 4 could come? They've been working on it for a long time. Yeah, that's actually a good thought. Pikmin 4, I don't think it'll be this year. That also might be like a next year E3, you know, maybe beginning of the year E3, or not E3, Nintendo Direct kind of thing. But we might hear some reference to it. Who knows? Maybe it could be a surprise game. You just never know. But that to me seems like a next year thing. They have to keep some games for next year. They've released so much fantastic stuff this year. I mean, this truly has been an incredible year for Nintendo. And it only makes sense at this point. You know, they've kind of got their lineup ready to go until the end of the year. I think it makes sense for them to hold some stuff back for next year. Otherwise, they're going to run out of games. Let's see. GTA Chinatown Wars 2. That's an interesting suggestion. I hadn't thought of that. Let's see. I don't think we'll see Switch Virtual Console until after the SNES Classic has run its course. That's actually a good point. I do hope that when we do see Switch Virtual Console, we will get Star Fox 2 and the other like Super FX games on it. I think it would be cool if those games also show up on like Wii U Virtual Console, maybe on new 3DS Virtual Console. If I can play the original Star Fox and Star Fox 2 on my 3DS, holy crap, I will be so excited. That would be amazing. L.A. Noire, yes. Okay, so I love L.A. Noire. I thought it was a fantastic game. Still kind of one of my favorites for 360. And so I probably will. I'm usually not super into remakes, but I probably will buy that on Switch. Be a fun game to play through again. And yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. Maybe we'll see some footage of that. The other one that I think maybe there's a chance we can see some footage of is NBA 2K18. That is a game that comes out digitally on Friday. And we have seen no footage of the Switch version. There's been rumblings of Amiibo support, but nothing said about that. And that is a game that comes out in 2 days. So I think there is a good chance we might see some of that today. Maybe some WWE 2K18 as well. Who knows, that one's a bit farther out, so they don't necessarily need to show that today. I'm just surprised we haven't seen... It's always a little worrying when you get 2 days from the release of a game and you haven't seen any footage of it yet. That is somewhat alarming. Let's see. Switch VR. That'd be cool. I love VR, and I would love to see what Nintendo could do with it. I know Nintendo is kind of hesitant on VR ever since the Virtual Boy, but hey, Nintendo, I liked the Virtual Boy, so I will support you in any future VR ventures as well. VR ventures is a fun thing to say, by the way. Let's see. Pikmin 4, Pokemon Ultra. Yes, that is definitely, I forgot about that. That is definitely something we'll see today. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, absolutely. We will pretty much certainly, unless they hold it off, they could say we're going to hold it off and do a specific Pokemon Direct. That's certainly possible. But yes, that is a very safe bet. Miyamoto takes his time on Pikmin games. He sure does. But, you know, they've gotten better every time, in my opinion. So, I guess that's fine. Game Boy Classic Edition, that would be cool. Yeah, I'd be down for that. But in the vein of always including unreleased Star Fox games, the kind of not prequel, but like the early rumblings of Star Fox came from a game on Game Boy that was only released in Japan called X, and you could release that on the Game Boy and translate it to English, and I'd like that, please, thank you. It was a really cool 3D tank game on a Game Boy, used like vector graphics. It was awesome. I have a Japanese import of it, but it turns out I'm not very good at speaking Japanese, so it makes it hard. Let's see. Star Fox on new 3DS Virtual Console will be nice. Yes, it would. Would be nice is an understatement. I feel like they could announce Pikmin 4 this year, but it will not have a release date and come out later next year or early next year. Yeah, I just think, given what we know about this Direct, I think it is, and the timing of this Direct, I think it is going to be focused 99% on games for this holiday. Maybe some stuff for very early 2018, but I think mostly it's going to be this holiday, which honestly, outside of like Switch has a pretty good holiday lineup already. Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade, Skyrim, L.A. Noire, multiple sports games. Like there's plenty of stuff coming out on Switch for this holiday. 3DS could use some strengthening this holiday. But then again, I don't see that system as hanging around too much longer. Like this is probably the last big holiday for 3DS, if it does indeed wind up being big at all. Let's see. We are about 10 minutes out, by the way, everybody, so we are almost there. Like I said, if you're just joining us, once the actual Direct starts, I will shut up. it'll switch to a screen where you can see it much bigger, and there you go. So I'm not going to talk through the Direct. I'm getting it all out now, and then we'll talk a bit again when the Direct is over. All right? Good talk. Okay. Mass Effect Trilogy, because why not? Sure. That'd be a cool game to have on go. That's the thing. There are a lot of those games. The thing about the Switch is that, like, normally with remakes, it's sort of like, I guess, sure, why not? But on the Switch, when you add in that ability to have it anywhere, suddenly those remakes become a lot more appealing. And so, like, stuff like L.A. Noire, where if that were just coming out on PS4 and Xbox One, I'd probably pass on it, because it's like, well, I played it already. But on the Switch, on the go, maybe. Even Fallout 4, which is not confirmed by the Switch at this point, by the way. But even Fallout 4 is not a game that I liked very much. But the idea of being able to play it portable does make me think, like, maybe I should give it another shot. So I think there's a lot of appeal in remaking those games on Switch. I think we're going to see a lot of that. It's a nice way to kind of shore up the library, and as long as they're good games, it's a new way to experience them, and I'm not totally against it. Let's see. 3DS 2018 lineup is in question. Yes, it is. There's not a lot. I think this is, like I said, I think this is kind of the last holiday for 3DS. Xenoblade 2 is really hyped up. It deserves to be, because Xenoblade is the greatest RPG franchise of the past. When was Chrono Trigger? When did that come out? Since that? Like, I mean, in my opinion, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is the best Japanese RPG currently available. So, I will happily hype it up. Because I like it. Do you think this will be the last Direct for 2017? We might get one in, like, late November, kind of saying, with, like, more of, like, the early 2018 stuff, saying, like, hey, look at all these games, make sure you get a Switch for Christmas. Like, we might get that. I think this is the last big Direct. We may get, like, a Pokemon one right before that comes out. I guess I could see that. But I think this will be the last, like, I mean, this one's supposed to be 45 minutes long. This will be the last big one, I think, for the rest of the year. Let's see. How about some gameplay of whatever Shin Megami Tensei? That would be, yeah, sure. I kind of forgot that got announced. But that could also be something that gets pushed until, like, E3 of next year. Just because I doubt it'll be out. I don't think we're gonna see a ton of new announced games at this Direct. I think this will mostly be release dates and details on things we already know exist. Just because I think that is their focus, is this holiday. I find it hard to believe there's too much stuff coming out this holiday that we don't already know about. There could be some, especially like smaller eShop games, that could certainly happen. But I think for the most part, this is going to be details on stuff we already know about. Let's see. Xenoblade X kind of sucks. Ooh, oh. You injure me. Let's see. And I think it was a bit different than... Yeah, Xenogears and Xenoblade are related in director really only. They are very different games. They do both have robots, and that's always a good thing. But yeah, they play completely differently. Let's see. Xenoblade is good, but I never finished either of them because of difficulty. They do, Xenoblade X especially. The final boss in Xenoblade X is a pain in the butt. It was good. New Castlevania. Yes. What was it? Konami did talk about that a little bit, about the potential of that. Because I guess Bomberman, Super Bomberman R did really well. So, they're looking at revitalizing some old franchises, because who would have thought that Konami should be making money off of the games that everybody likes? Genius idea, Konami. Well done. I said it sunk. You did say it sunk. I'm sorry. I can't read. Alright. Did it sink? Do you mean it didn't sell well, or that it got progressively worse? Because I think it did sell, I mean, for a Wii U game, reasonably well. Chances of us getting a new Animal Crossing, yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Animal Crossing, I think, is something we'll hear about next year at E3. I don't think that is something for today. I think this is mostly going to be games that have already been announced. Castlevania Rondo of Blood in English. That's a very specific request, but there you go. 15. Boy, I can't read. This is why I'll take a 45-minute break to regain my reading ability while this thing is going. But yes, 5 minutes out. Get your popcorn. Now would be a great time. If you need to pee, do it now. You don't want to have to pee during the middle of the direct as I drink more liquid. Do you prefer the original or Xenoblade X? That is a great question. They're very different. I think I prefer Xenoblade X more because of its like sci-fi tone over fantasy tone. That's a personal taste thing. They are both two of the best JRPGs I've ever played, so it's hard to like. There are days where I'm like, I want a more story-focused RPG, or I want a more open-focused RPG, or world-focused RPG, and so it goes back and forth. They're both amazing. They're both like 10 out of 10 games in my opinion. But yeah. Let's see. I'm sure Mario Odyssey will get a season pass. Oh god. I don't know how I'd feel about Mario DLC. I don't know. I do not know about that. That'd be weird. But I guess it could happen. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's see. We are 4 minutes out. I keep looking at the clock. I don't want to get into like too long a discussion because I know that it is just around the corner. And like I said, Nintendo is usually quite punctual. But now would be a good time. We got this 4 minutes. I'm going to shamelessly plug that you could subscribe to NWR. We do live streams every Saturday. We have videos every week. It's a great place for news, reviews, fantastic things. And this whole like streaming the Nintendo Direct to you with this like pre-show, post-show thing. This is a new thing. This is the first time that I've done this. So feel free to leave comments on whether you think this works or whether you hate my ugly face, which does occasionally show up in the comments. And we'll decide, should we keep doing this? Is it worth it? And we'll see. Let's see. With Zelda doing well with an open world and Mario following suit, do you think other Nintendo franchises will follow suit? What games do you think would work best? Well, the thing about the thing about Zelda is that Zelda was always an open world game. And then Link to the Past came in and ruined it. That comment will get me stoned on the internet. But yeah, because the first two Zelda games were open world games. In a totally modern sense, they were completely open world games, very similar to Breath of the Wild. And then Link to the Past came along, and it started down that more linear hand-holdy thing. So Zelda, I don't think is like crazy. Like, they didn't change anything with Zelda; they just fixed it. Mario, once again, it's not that they're trying anything new. It's more that they are going back to a previous state. Because they've been going down during the Wii era when they were trying to make everything applicable for everybody, which worked very well for them, but it did turn a bunch of their franchises into very hand-holdy linear quests. Still good games, but it changed kind of the design of a lot of those games, including Mario, including Zelda. So I think they're just kind of reverting back, listening to their fan base and saying like, oh, they want our games how they used to work, not how we kind of simplified them to work. And I think that is great. I just saw a comment. I want to say Samus could do a more open world thing. I agree. Yeah, you could probably do a more open world Metroid. I mean, depending on your definition of open world, you could already say that it kind of is. But yes, it could go even more open world. Maybe we'll see that with Prime 4. Who knows? Let's see. Shupoopy1 likes the pre-discussion stream, so thank you. Let's see. John, will you be a guest on the RFN podcast? I have been a guest before. I don't remember what we were talking about. It was sometime around Halloween because we were talking about horror games. But I have before. We are actually, it's 4:40 or 4:59. I'm going to switch to the full screen camera so that when this goes live, we'll be ready to go. And I am probably going to kind of go ahead and shut up here soon so that I can watch the direct. But yeah, we will of course still be here after the direct, so make sure you join in then, and we will talk then as well. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up now. I'll still be in the chat, so I'll be talking with you on there, but I won't be talking during the live stream. All right, so enjoy. Here we go. Very soon, anytime now, it could happen. Who knows?
皆さん、おはようございます。
Hi everyone, and welcome to Nintendo Direct. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo, and I'll be your guide. Today, I have news about what's in store for Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. We'll spotlight 4 of these titles in their own segments, and others will be featured in a series of headlines. We'll begin with Nintendo 3DS for our first spotlight title of the day.
Some wild Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon news has appeared, and you can catch it in 4 parts. As you just saw in the trailer, the legendary Pokemon that steals light, Necrozma, has transformed into 2 new forms. Dusk Mane Necrozma, who took over Sol Galeo, and Dawn Wings Necrozma, who took over Lunala. A brand new showdown awaits. In addition to new map areas like a beach where surfers gather, a valley of Pikachu, and other facilities, the main characters have stylish new looks. On top of that, there are new clothing items and other surprises to look out for. Huh, looks like the way you encounter your first partner Pokemon will be different too. If you purchase either game early, you can get a special Rockruff who will evolve into Dusk form Lycanroc. Somehow, this Rockruff can perform a special move that this Pokemon usually can't learn. Also, if you purchase and download the digital version before January 10th, you'll receive 12 Quick Balls. And finally, on September 22nd, the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console titles Pokemon Gold version and Pokemon Silver version will be released. If you purchase either one, you can receive the mythical Pokemon Celebi as a bonus in Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun, or Pokemon Ultra Moon. You can pre-purchase Pokemon Gold version and Pokemon Silver version in Nintendo eShop after today's Nintendo Direct. Also, unknown Ultra Beasts codenamed UB Burst and UB Assembly will make their debut. With UB Burst in Pokemon Ultra Sun and UB Assembly in Pokemon Ultra Moon. That's the latest news I have, so please follow our coverage to see these Ultra Beasts in action and much more. The Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon games launch November 17th. This themed new Nintendo 2DS XL system will release 2 weeks prior on November 3rd.
All right, time to run through some headlines for Nintendo 3DS.
Every hee-hee and ha-ha of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga has been remade for Nintendo 3DS. Which means it's time to take back Princess Peach's stolen voice from Cackletta all over again. And in the all-new mode, Minions Quest, The Search for Bowser. You'll go behind the scenes of Mario & Luigi's adventure to learn the somewhat heroic tale of Bowser's minions. The classic story mode also has new stamp sheets. Tap compatible amiibo figures to stamp them and earn new equipment. You can also tap the Boo amiibo figure or the new Goomba and Koopa Troopa figures to get 2 additional stamp sheets that offer up items in both modes of the game. The more stamps you have, the more equipment and items you'll earn. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions laughs its way to Nintendo 3DS systems October 6th. The new Goomba and Koopa Troopa amiibo launch that same day. Kirby is about to enter a tournament against his toughest rival yet, himself. And his new game, Kirby Battle Royale, offers a variety of ways to fight. In Battle Arena mode, everyone battles until the last Kirby standing wins. In Ore Express mode, you hoard treasure until the fastest Kirby wins. And he's just getting started. fight to the best of your abilities and prove you're the one Kirby to rule them all. There's a single-player story mode too, not to mention regional online battles. Kirby Battle Royale will fight its way here January 19th, 2018. By the way, we're holding a poll to celebrate Kirby's 25th anniversary and to crown the world's favorite copy ability. If you're interested, head to kirby.nintendo.com/poll for more details. If you missed out on the original Yokai Watch game, you passed up one of the biggest smash hits in Japan of the last 10 years. But now's a great chance to jump into the series with the ultimate version of Yokai Watch 2, including all new content and features. If you already own a version of Yokai Watch 2, you'll be able to download a free Oni Evolution software update tomorrow that adds in new features, such as the opportunity to befriend S-Rank Jibanyan
S!
or S-Rank Komasai, and new boss battles in an improved Blasters mode. Plus, you'll have the ability to transfer data to the new game, so you can pick up where you left off when the ultimate entry in the series, Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Spectres, launches September 29th. Catrielle Layton, daughter of the famous Professor Layton, is on the case. And luckily, some things run in the family. In the 7th main installment of the Layton series, search for clues, help out townspeople, solve puzzles, and hopefully save the day. Try on an exclusive Flora costume, only available in the Nintendo 3DS version of the game, and be there the day she opens her detective agency. Layton's Mystery Journey, Catrielle and the Millionaire's Conspiracy launches on Nintendo 3DS October 6th. Nintendo fans will have another way to play Minecraft, coming to new Nintendo 3DS systems. Play in survival or creative modes. Use the included 5 skin packs and the 2 texture packs to customize your game. Your inventory, crafting, and map will be displayed on the touchscreen, and you can choose between buttons or touch controls. Minecraft New Nintendo 3DS Edition will be released today on Nintendo eShop, right after this presentation. The packaged version will launch at a later date. For years, the Mario Party series brought us together around our home consoles, ever since the original launched on Nintendo 64. We partied like it was 1999, because it was. And now, the best minigames from all 10 home console titles are going portable on Nintendo 3DS. We've curated the top 100 minigames, the most ever in a single Mario Party title, to create the best one yet. The game supports download play for up to 4 people, so with just one game card, any of your friends with a Nintendo 3DS family system can join in too. Take a tour through all the mischief, magic, and memories the series has to offer when Mario Party The Top 100 launches on Nintendo 3DS November 10th. In 2 days, Metroid Samus Returns finally arrives on Nintendo 3DS. And everyone, from Metroid fans to Super Smash Bros. Fans, should take notice. This meticulously crafted side-scrolling adventure contains immersive 3D visuals, atmospheric exploration-based gameplay, versatile weaponry, powerful new abilities, and some truly wicked bosses. Who or what will you encounter on this deadly planet? Vengeance has a name. Metroid Samus Returns is scheduled for launch September 15th. Atlus always has something good in the works for RPG fans. 9 characters' paths will converge in the Alliance Alive, in an all-new old-school RPG from Atlus, heading to Nintendo 3DS systems in early 2018. We can also confirm that the handheld will play home to Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux, with all of its new content and enhanced graphics. Another Nintendo DS cult classic has set its sights on Nintendo 3DS systems in the form of Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. The gorgeous launch edition will include a collector's box with an art book and decal sheet. While you're at it, don't forget to check Nintendo eShop for something else that releases today: the new Etrian Odyssey 5 Beyond the Myth demo. 2 new titles from beloved series are almost here. Uncover the mysterious origin of everyone's favorite lawyer in Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. And soon, the bonds between heroes will decide their fates in Fire Emblem Warriors. Check this out real quick. You're looking at the new orange and white edition of the new Nintendo 2DS XL, and it'll be here before you know it on October 6th. That's all for today's Nintendo 3DS headlines.
ここからは
Now, let's move on to Nintendo Switch by kicking things off with a trailer for our next spotlight title, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Please take a look.
This is All Rest, a world covered in a sea of clouds. Many giant life forms called Titans live in this cloud sea, and the people have built their countries and lives on top of these creatures. In the middle of this world stands the World Tree, and it's said that at the top of it lies Elysium, an idyllic land of plenty. Many great powers rule over regions of All Rest. The Kingdom of Uriah is one of them, its territory contained within their Titan. The Urians deeply respect nature, boasting advanced biotechnology.
For now, we should keep our troops mobilized while we monitor the situation.
Their rival, the militaristic empire of Rairdin, is another. Controlling Titans through mechanical means, they bring heavy armaments to bear as they annex other lands in a bid to save their own from ruin and depletion.
I doubt he would have been stopped, even by an army 5,000 strong.
The imperial province of Gormott, a plentiful land now fallen under Ardanian control. And the Indoline Praetorium, whose people revere and worship the Titans. Indol controls the supply of core crystals, which blades are born of. And so despite being a theocracy, they hold much influence over the world's military affairs. Next, the Argentum Trade Guild. A shrewd consortium of traders, they do well for themselves by deftly navigating the strained relations between other nations and exploiting wartime demand. And last but not least, Torna, carrying out secret operations under the Cloud Sea to achieve their mysterious goals. Before long, this world will fall into turmoil over efforts to find the legendary blade, the Aegis.
That is precisely the kind of scenario that I mean to prevent.
Hand her over to a grown-up. The Aegis must be destroyed. Then I shall Aegis too and make mountains of cash.
I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
That is our dream!
Who will find the Aegis? Who will make it to Elysium? Only time will tell. Welcome to All Rest, the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. My name is Azorda. Oh yes, that's me, right there. I may be relatively small, but I am also a Titan. And this little troublemaker is the protagonist of our story, Rex, who lives on my back. I suppose you could say I'm his landlord. And his guardian, too. He refers to me as Gramps. You may call me the same. Rex used to work as a salvager, scavenging useful resources from beneath the Cloud Sea. Until one day he met a girl named Pyra, and the two set off on a quest to deliver her safely to Elysium. Can you believe he accepted such a lofty job just to impress a girl? Oh yes, and this is also me. Utterly adorable, if I do say so myself. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you too will embark on a journey across the Titans' backs. Each Titan fosters a unique scenery, very different from its neighbors. Some have big open fields, while others boast huge caverns set deep within the Titan's own body. Remember, we Titans are living beings, each with our own quirks, which you must learn to navigate. Of course, you'll also cross paths with many a dangerous creature on these Titans. It's their home too, but it's sadly inevitable that we butt heads from time to time. Those who fight together with synthetic life forms called blades, like Rex does, are known as drivers. When drivers do battle, their weapons and powers are granted to them by blades, such as Pyra, for example. Up to 3 drivers and 3 blades can work together at any one time. As you continue attacking with your normal weapons, you constantly work toward charging up your driver arts. These special abilities run the gamut, with some allowing you to inflict extra damage depending on your positioning, while other, more arcane arts can cause HP potions to appear. Just use them wisely and watch closely the tide of battle to know when best to deploy them. Blades also support their trusted drivers by using blade arts to increase the power of their attacks, their accuracy, and the like. That way, the drivers can focus on playing a more active role on the battlefield. Just wait till you encounter some tougher opposition. Things won't always go your way, so it's important to learn the benefits of switching blades. By using items called core crystals, drivers can awaken new blades. This is known as resonance. You aren't limited to just one. A single driver can bond with multiple blades. The weapons and arts available to you depend on the blades with which you bond. And you never know what kind of blade you'll get until you awaken them. Sometimes you may muster up some very special ones. Oh, looks like you hit the jackpot this time. You can take up to 3 blades into battle with you. With each blade being either an attacker type, defender type, or a healer type, it's important to switch blades and tactics in step with your situation. Like I always say, there's no better game plan than using the right blade for the job at hand. As a basic rule of thumb for drivers, you should always stay abreast of the blades your party members are using, and strategize accordingly. By using your arts, you'll fill up your blade's special gauge. When you finally activate one of these specials, the driver will return the weapon to its blade owner, enabling the blade to deliver a devastating attack. Blade specials have 4 levels of intensity, and I must say, levels 3 and 4 are a bit too wild for my taste. So, what do you think? You're still a bit green, but one day you may work your way up to being a great driver yourself. There is much more to learn, but consider this a sneak peek. You can combine arts into something more and really turn the tide. And now, it's past my bedtime. Your journey through the clouds begins when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 launches on Nintendo Switch, December the 1st. The world of all rest is waiting for you.
Alongside the regular version, we will be offering a special edition, including a sound selection CD, a special metal game case, and a 220-page hardbound art book. You can also look forward to the release of a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 themed Nintendo Switch Pro controller, sold separately. Speaking of Nintendo Switch, we have some more headlines for you.
Splatoon 2 is one happening game. Backed by popular demand, it's Kelp Dome. Now with some fresh twists, like extra grates to slip through and a bit of added turf on each side for your inking pleasure. Watch out though, shooting up and down through those graded platforms should get pretty crazy. Now for something new, Snapper Canal. In this stage, a river is running right down the middle. The key to victory? Figuring out how to break into the central area and then push through the other team's base. Also, we're introducing a new Brella weapon, called the Tentabrella. It's sort of like a regular umbrella, except, whoa, that's huge. It kind of looks like a big camping tent, capable of guarding over a large area. The Kelp Dome stage we showed earlier will be available to play Friday evening. We're planning even more weapons and stages for future releases, so Splatoon 2 should stay fresh for a long time. Warriors from across the Fire Emblem series have been summoned to stop the Chaos Dragon and uncover the mystery of the Shield of Flames. Each one will face armies 1,000 strong by unleashing devastating attacks. As their stories unfold, new combinations of characters will mingle and bond on the battlefield of Fire Emblem Warriors. And now, a beloved warrior is joining the cause. It's Lyn. Hailing from Fire Emblem on Game Boy Advance, Lindis of the Lorca lends us her steel. Keep your eyes on the horizon, soldier. A new trailer launches today.
If you think I can't hold my own, you're sorely mistaken.
Fire Emblem Warriors launches October 20th alongside the special edition, which includes the game, a premium character card set with slipcase, a double-sided poster, and a 3-CD music set. Separately, the Chrom and Tiki amiibo figures released the same day. The action puzzle game that lets you snip and clip your friends is getting reams of new content on Nintendo eShop and in stores. Snipper Clips Plus, Cut It Out Together, a new expanded version of the game that packs in all the paper antics of the original, plus more than 30 new stages, including a world based on comic books, and a toy box world too. Oh, and get this. A new feature lets you replay all the original stages in a brand new way. You start with one of many random body shapes that will require some hilarious new approaches. So fans of this cult hit and newcomers alike can enjoy all of this new content with friends and family. Snipper Clips Plus, Cut It Out Together launches November 10th. This content will also be available for current owners of the original game to purchase as DLC in Nintendo eShop. You've never seen a shooter like this before. Change your size to change your powers in Morphe's Law, a local and online team-based multiplayer shooter coming to Nintendo Switch. With teams of shape-shifting robots, this is no ordinary shooter. Hitting a Morphe's body part will make it shrink, and make the same body part of that shooter grow. As the size of each body part changes, your abilities will change too, forcing you to change tactics as well. Example, larger legs will improve your jumping game, and your hand size changes the way you use your grappling hook. Clever players might even transform their allies on purpose. Your team's avatar is only as big as your team members combined, so keep it safe. The team with the tallest avatar wins the round. Morphe's Law launches first on Nintendo Switch as a console exclusive in winter 2017. If you kept up with the news from E3 2017, then you probably heard that Rocket League is coming to Nintendo Switch. This new version of the rocket-powered sports game will include all the modes fans have come to expect, along with some new Nintendo Switch exclusives, like Mario and Luigi toppers, and the first ever Nintendo-themed battle cards, along with the new addition of local wireless multiplayer. Check out Samus's gunship, with its wave beam boost, followed by the Mario and Luigi NSR, and its Super Star boost. Just pick the blue team to play as Luigi, or the orange team to play as Mario. But to rep your love for Nintendo, you'll first have to earn these sweet wheels in the game. You'll have your chance when Rocket League launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday season. Arena of Valor is a multiplayer online battle arena game designed by the experts at Tencent Games. Explore and command a roster of over 35 fearless heroes, with roles including tanks, assassins, mages, support, warriors, and marksmen. Build the ultimate team with your friends to crush your opponents in real-time online battles. First blood, double kill, triple kill, and all the features MOBA fans know and love will be included. Discover and dominate all the gameplay modes, including 5v5, 3v3, 1v1, and a unique Hook Wars mode that will challenge your skills and prove your valor as a true champion. Draw first blood, carry your team to the finish line, and become a legend in the arena. Arena of Valor beta test version will be available for free this winter. Live another life in another world in this timeless epic coming to Nintendo Switch. Winner of more than 200 Game of the Year awards, Bethesda Game Studios' open-world adventure, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, where you can virtually be anyone and do anything, can now be played anywhere. The ancient evil of dragons threatens the future of Skyrim, As the prophesized Dragonborn, you are the only one who can stand against them. The type of hero you will become depends on the skills you choose to hone, from archery to crafting to destruction magic and more. Your choice of skill can dramatically impact your adventure. So even if you've played Skyrim before, you can create a new character with a new path. So steel yourself like a true hero of legend. The Champion's Tunic, the Hylian Shield, and the Master Sword can be acquired by tapping a compatible Legend of Zelda character amiibo figure. Or, you can always seek out these treasures as you explore the vast world. This version of the game launches exclusively on Nintendo Switch November 17th in Europe and the Americas. Bethesda Softworks is bringing 2 iconic first-person shooters to Nintendo Switch. id Software, the studio that pioneered the genre, is bringing the critically acclaimed Doom to your TV and anywhere you want to be. Slay hordes of demons with devastating guns in single-player and crush your friends in online multiplayer when Doom tears onto Nintendo Switch this holiday. Machine Games' Wolfenstein 2 sends you on a mission to liberate a Nazi-controlled America. Only you have the guts, guns, and gumption to spark the Second American Revolution. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus launches on Nintendo Switch in 2018. Flip Wars is rolling out a new update, and it's packing a new online battle mode, Class Matches. This mode has its own leaderboards, encouraging you to try and move up to the next class. It also introduces a red-hot new stage surrounded by bubbling magma. In the Red Coliseum, panels are plagued by flames, and if you accidentally touch them, your character will become harder to control. Some other new mechanics are being added too, like spinners that flip over panels. The new update will usher in local wireless play as well, so friends can get together and play together on their own Nintendo Switch consoles. Flip Wars is available now, and this new update will be free for owners of the game on Nintendo eShop. Alright game fans, it's quiz time. Recognize this arcade cabinet? It certainly has been a while, but finally, after many years, our arcade titles are making a return. And the first one is Mario Brothers. By sharing your Joy-Con, you can run, jump, and cooperate to win. Notice the little visual details from the arcade version. Other arcade classics are on the way too, including Versus Super Mario Brothers, Versus Balloon Fight, Versus Ice Climber, Versus Pinball, Versus Clu Clu Land, and more. These arcade games will contain other subtle differences you can't find in their NES counterparts. See if you can spot them. Arcade Archive's Mario Brothers is coming down the pipe September 27th. Real quick, some news for Zelda fans. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild Champions Amiibo figures will release on November 10th. They'll summon materials and weapons, but unlike other Amiibo, they'll conjure up headgear based on the champion's divine beasts. They have functional purposes as well, and we'll have more info soon. Whether you compete in a court or a ring, there's no shortage of great sports games for Nintendo Switch this year. With big gameplay improvements and stunning graphics, NBA 2K18 will have the Nintendo Switch lineup shook when it launches on September 15th in Nintendo eShop, and in retail October 17th. Fans of sports entertainment should also note that WWE 2K18 is coming soon as well. EA Sports FIFA 18 is the most immersive, social, and authentic soccer game out there. Take the world's game on the go and play anywhere with anyone when FIFA 18 launches on September 29th. The premier Pokemon fighting game brings multiplayer battle action to Nintendo Switch next week, and the demo version is available right now, so give it a try in anticipation of the game's launch.
More Nintendo Switch headlines are on the way. But first, a video of our third Spotlight title, a brand new RPG in development at Square Enix. It also happens to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Please take a look.
In the faraway land of Orstera, 8 travelers venture forth. Step into their shoes and explore the realm as you see fit. 8 brave souls, each with a unique talent. 8 lands, 8 stories to be told. So tell me, friend, What path will you tread? Embark on an adventure all your own. Project Octopath Traveler.
The producers of Bravely Default at Square Enix bring us a new fantasy world brought to life through a mix of CG, pixel art, and visual wizardry that the developers have termed HD 2D. Begin your journey as one of 8 protagonists, each with their own origin, talents, and goals. Where will your journey begin? Who will you team up with, and where will you go next? All these decisions and more are completely up to you, the player. Each character has his or her own path action that can be used to interact with the people they encounter in a distinct way. For example, the warrior Olberic can challenge almost anyone to a duel. With one such duel, he could expose an evildoer and bring them to justice,
This is a good day for battle.
or force someone in his way out of the way.
On your guard.
The dancer Primrose, on the other hand, can allure others into following her. With this power, she could track down a missing person and bring them back, or lure her enemies into a trap. She can even summon an allured character to help her in battle. Essentially, each character has their own way of achieving their objectives. The developers aim to give players the freedom to choose their own paths and immerse themselves in a deep story through true role-playing. But what about combat? In this game, battles are a fusion of simple pick-up-and-play, turn-based battles, and all new mechanics. One such mechanic is the boost system, which allows you to accumulate boost points with each turn you take in battle. You can then spend them to dramatically increase the strength of your attacks and abilities, or use it to chain attacks. Try targeting an enemy's weak point to break its guard, then deliver powerful blows while it's weakened. Or, if an ally's in trouble, use it to get them right back into fighting shape. Identifying the right time to boost may just be the key to victory. There's a deep well of strategies to draw from, and your tactical genius won't go unrewarded. Later today, a demo version of Project Octopath Traveler will launch worldwide in Nintendo eShop on Nintendo Switch. Pretty soon, a survey will be conducted to gather your feedback, so please participate if you can. And look out for an extended cut of the trailer we just debuted as well. The latest RPG from Square Enix, Project Octopath Traveler, is scheduled for a simultaneous worldwide release in 2018. We hope you're looking forward to it.
The full version of the trailer that kicked off that segment will be released after today's Nintendo Direct. Please check it out. But first, it's time for some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
This just in, a report written by someone named Biff? The world's stretchiest fighting sport, ARMS, is extending the fun with game updates. As announced at Gamescom, the next update adds in a new stage and a new fighter named Lollipop, with 3 tricky new arms. But there's another new feature as well. Now you can remap the controls to the buttons of your choice. After all, this game's all about flexibility. The best part? This new ARMS update goes live shortly after this presentation. The goddess Rubis has spoken, and you have been chosen. Dragon Quest Builders is destined for Nintendo Switch. The game is a big hit in Japan, mixing the fun of building with an overarching story and the combat of an action RPG. You'll master the art of construction, build your own towns however you want, defend them from monsters, and rescue townsfolk in need. Succeed, and you may just rebuild Alifgard, the very same world where the series began. A separate free build mode allows you to build to your heart's content with unlimited resources. And a Nintendo Switch exclusive Great Saber Cub will boost your speed and grant you special material by defeating enemies. Dragon Quest Builders is planned for release in spring 2018. The Kirby game that we showed off at E3 has some charming new tricks. Throw hearts and up to 3 enemies will become your allies. By working together, you can initiate team-up attacks, like a stone drop using ESP, and many more, depending on your allies' copy abilities. You can also share elemental attributes to augment copy abilities and create combinations, like a bomb-turned hot air balloon. Whether you play alone or co-op with up to 3 friends, it's fun to mix up your alliances and create new powers. Together, you may have a chance to defeat the dark new force manipulating Dreamland. Kirby Star Allies is coming to Nintendo Switch spring 2018. There's a whole lot of fun in store thanks to Nintendo eShop. Dig into the underworld of the platform mining adventure SteamWorld Dig 2 on September 21st. Golf through courses, towns, puzzles, and challenges in the sporty RPG Golf Story this year. This holiday, up to 4 players can blast them up together locally or online in 9 parchments. Feast on combo-based action and solve match 3 puzzles in Battle Chef Brigade this year. Deploy units and your masterful strategies in the turn-based tactical RPG Tiny Metal. Leap up walls and dodge saws in the randomly constructed side-scroller Super Meat Boy Forever in 2018. Never hurts to beef up your gaming library. The Nintendo Switch lineup is stacking up fast. Use the power of memory to restore what the world has lost in this modern take on traditional RPGs, Lost Sphere, on January 23rd, 2018. Join the uprising by fighting back as Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, or any one of the many custom hero characters you can create in Sonic Forces November 7th. Face your fears and uncover the truth as both Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil Revelations 2 make their way to Nintendo Switch on November 28th. Rockstar Games is bringing LA Noire to Nintendo Switch on November 14th, featuring all of its downloadable content, new collectibles, detective suits with special abilities, a Joy-Con mode, and new wide and over-the-shoulder camera angles, plus touchscreen controls for portable detective work. That's the last quick headline for Nintendo Switch. However,
we have one last game to talk about today. Hello everyone, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, the producer of Super Mario Odyssey for Nintendo Switch. Today we're going to recap a little of what we've already shown, but also reveal some new information about the game as well. Mario isn't too happy about Bowser trying to marry Princess Peach. And Cappy, his new friend from the Cap Kingdom, has a mission of his own, to rescue his sister Tiara. And now the hero and his hat must join forces. Somehow, Cappy can grant his wearer free control over his powers. So together with Mario, they'll travel the globe and make good use of Cappy's skills, especially the new Capture ability, which allows Mario to take control of many enemies, animals, and objects. This globe-trotting adventure will take them all over the place. New Donk City in the Metro Kingdom, Toast Arena in the Sand Kingdom, Mount Volbono in the Luncheon Kingdom, Steam Gardens in the Wooded Kingdom, Bonneton in the Cap Kingdom, Fossil Falls in the Cascade Kingdom. And today, for the first time, we're introducing Shiveria in the Snow Kingdom. This ice-cold realm will chill you to the core. Now, take a look at Bubbelane in the Seaside Kingdom. It's a popular travel destination for many thanks to its gorgeous crystal-clear waters. Apparently, the seawater has a refreshing fizz, like it's carbonated. But we won't spoil them all. Mario has even more kingdoms to visit, including tropical islands. To get from place to place, Mario is literally traveling in style, aboard his cap-shaped ship, the Odyssey. It runs on power moons scattered across the world. By collecting them, you can power up the Odyssey and make it to the next kingdom. The number of power moons required to reach a destination is different for each kingdom, but as you can see in this list, there are even more power moons than that, which should keep your inner treasure hunter hungry for more. I mean, some of these things are really hidden. You may need to acquire one by solving a puzzle or defeating enemies. They're hiding everywhere, so make sure to explore every corner of the world using every move at your disposal. If you collect them all, something neat may happen. Having trouble hunting down power moons? Then try talking to Talkatoo for hints. You could also give a few coins to the Hint Toad, or even tap Amiibo with some help from Uncle Amiibo to reveal a power moon's location on the map. If you're feeling stuck, it's worth a shot.
Yahoo!
Globetrotting does have its benefits. You may find places to play minigames like Koopa Freerunning or a jump rope challenge. You'll earn power moons based on your results, and you can check out the scores and times of other players the world over if you're connected online. Also, the game world is home to a franchise of shops called Crazy Cap. There you can obtain outfits and other stuff with the coins you've collected. Then customize Mario's look. Some outfits are thematically tied to the kingdom you're in, or to a game from Mario's storied past. So don't be afraid to play a little dress up just to suit your mood, match your surroundings, or just because. And don't forget to let the Odyssey in on the action with decorative stickers and souvenirs from Crazy Cap. There are just so many excuses for a quick photo op. That's where snapshot mode comes in. Simply freeze time at any moment, snap some fun photos of Mario, and go for a close-up. You can blur your surroundings, change color schemes, you name it. You can even rotate the camera and nail that vertical photo for your smartphone. You could post it to social media or use it as wallpaper on your PC or smartphone. For many, Mario games are all about making memories, so capture away. We've taken great care in creating these detailed sandbox environments for you to explore, and make the most of Mario's new and familiar moves. We made sure the game is chock full of classic gameplay elements, alongside a wide world of things you've never done before. Even the song that's playing right now is a Mario series first, thanks to its lyrics sung by the one and only Pauline. I hope you're ready for more surprising new ideas. Super Mario Odyssey, landing on Nintendo Switch October 27th. These wedding-style amiibo figures will be available that same day, both individually and as a set. As you can see, they'll come in handy during your adventure, and all other amiibo are supported. Alongside the game, we're also releasing a special hardware bundle including the Super Mario Odyssey software and the themed Joy-Con you see here, along with a carrying case. We'll continue to release more new information on the official site of Super Mario Odyssey and on Twitter as we await Mario's next great journey. That's it for me and from today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Well, holy crap. That was a good one. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. Like, wow. So we got pretty much everything that we were talking about before the stream actually happened. I mean, we got release dates on everything that we were expecting to maybe get release dates on. Xenoblade, Skyrim. Doom and Wolfenstein 2 are apparently coming to the Switch, which is impressive. And that footage of Doom, assuming that is from the Switch version, which I'm assuming it is because they didn't show Wolfenstein, which means there probably isn't a very significant Switch version of that yet. But like Doom on Switch, I don't know if you guys played Doom. Doom's a pretty darn good game, and it's also so this is like a multi-tiered rant to go on here. So what we've seen so far from Bethesda, from Rockstar Games, is we've seen essentially ports of last-gen games. So Skyrim and LA Noire are both games that came out on 360 and PS3. Yes, Skyrim had a remaster, but they always had those 7th-gen assets to fall back on if they needed them. What we're seeing with Doom is a game that is a very technically impressive game that is exclusive to 8th-gen consoles that we are seeing ported to Switch. And that is a very good sign, both for the programmability and usefulness of the Switch, as well as the potential third-party devotion to it. So, yes, they are, Doom is a port of a game that's already out, but it's a port of a pretty current game. Wolfenstein is a game that's not out yet, and I assume the Switch version will come out after the regular version, but still, it is a fairly current game that is getting a Switch port, and that is a big deal. As we thought, we did see footage of NBA. That game does exist, which is good. As we said, it comes out in 2 days, so always nice to see that game does indeed exist. And Doom, the other thing, I gotta go back to Doom for a second. One of the cool things about Doom has a great single-player campaign. It also has a legit online multiplayer mode, which would mean that it would be the Switch's potentially first, we have online shooters like Splatoon, other online games like ARMS and Mario Kart. This would be its first traditional realistic online first-person shooter. So you're kind of checking off that genre checkbox. So that's awesome. Yes, no Smash Bros, which we didn't expect. As we expected, most of this Direct was focused on stuff that would be happening this year. So obviously, focus was one of the big ones was Xenoblade, Mario Odyssey, Skyrim, the NBA, WWE, FIFA, a lot more 3DS stuff than I was expecting, which is good. Nothing earth-shaking. Minecraft on 3DS, I know not everybody's into Minecraft, but I think we can all appreciate that Minecraft on 3DS is a pretty big deal for a lot of kids, and a lot of adults. But a lot of people like that game. So, just streaming random stuff now. So yeah, that's a big deal to have that on 3DS. Now, right? That was one of the ones that just went up immediately. So that's awesome. Let's see, what are you guys saying about this thing? Yes, Minecraft on 3DS was a surprise. No more Sonic Forces news. Yes, but we kind of already know what Sonic Forces is. I mean, there isn't a whole lot to be revealed about that. So, and it's also, that is not a Switch exclusive or anything like that. So that news is probably more of Sega's to be released to all consoles at the same time, as opposed to something that we would see in a Nintendo Direct. Yes, so no new Sonic Forces, no Smash Bros, no Star Fox yet, but hold out. We did see no traditional virtual console stuff yet, except for those arcade games, which is really cool. Especially they went to great lengths to point out these are the arcade ROMs of these games as opposed to the NES ROMs of those games, which is awesome. And I will probably buy all of those. The Square Enix RPG. We had seen footage of that game before, but it looks great. Graphically, it has a really unique style that I'm super into. Let's see. Oh, I gotta scroll to keep up with you guys. Yes, no Smash, but Smash, guys, you have to understand this is a direct that is focused towards this Christmas. If we haven't heard about Smash yet, it's not coming out this Christmas. Smash could be one of two things. It can either be a port of Smash 4, the 3DS and Wii U one, hopefully kind of combined together and done kind of a definitive edition thing. And if that comes out, that is something that I see being announced at or around E3 of next year. Potentially also what Smash can be is a new game, which, yes, could take a little bit longer, but wouldn't you rather have a new Smash Bros. Than the Smash Bros. You played a couple years ago? Than the Smash Bros. That is currently sitting right behind my head on the shelf? In my opinion, I would rather they take their time and give me a new Smash Bros. Than rush one out for this Christmas. The Switch does not need Smash Bros. This Christmas. I think new games, those games are in development. Nintendo doesn't need them this year. They're holding them for next year. They have to release something next year. They released a lot this year. They're saving some things, and that's okay. Let's see. What else did we have? Xenoblade 2 section went too long. I beg to differ. There was a talking island. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a talking island. To be fair, Xenoblade X had an entire mini-series devoted to it, the whole survival guide things. So I think we're going to see even more. The fact that that was actually one of the things that was most alarming to me about Xenoblade and why I was worried about it not coming out this year, is that we hadn't seen very many of those long, drawn-out segments of coverage like we had with Xenoblade X. So seeing that is reassuring. And of course, seeing the actual date of, December 1st? It is very reassuring. And so that'll be a great Christmas game for me. I'm excited. That's awesome. You saw Punch-Out and you need Punch-Out. Yes, and it's the arcade version of Punch-Out, which is awesome. Is Mario Bros. Arcade any better? The physics... So, Mario Bros. On the NES, the physics sucked. As I recall, the arcade version felt a little bit better, but I could totally be wrong about that. So, Wolfenstein and Doom, that was big, but not for me. Yes, yeah, totally. There are going to be plenty of people who don't care about, Doom. But what that represents for the system cannot be overstated. That is a huge deal. I mean, one of the big things for Nintendo is getting that third-party support. And seeing a game, they can't port a 360 version of 2016's Doom to Switch. If they have to port an Xbox One and PS4 and PC version to Switch. And the fact that they are willing to do that, the fact that they are taking the effort and making the effort and taking the time to do that is a big deal for this system. That shows a lot of support from Bethesda. The fact they're doing Wolfenstein, which is a game that is currently in development. That's a current game. That's not some port of an old game. That is a current game that has not been released on other systems yet. The fact that that was announced for the Switch is also a big deal. It makes sense because Wolfenstein 2 runs in the same engine as Doom, so that it makes sense. They're porting that engine, which is another thing, we should talk about that. They're not shoving Doom into the Skyrim engine to make that work. They're porting that engine to Switch, and that's why we are getting Wolfenstein as well. And that's a big deal. The fact that it is financially worth it for Bethesda to port a current gen engine to the Switch means a lot. That has to be hammered home. That means a lot for the Switch. And other developers are going to see that level of commitment and that matters. Like, that's these early third-party games on Switch are what's going to set the tone for the future of third-party involvement in the Switch, and that's a very big deal because, like I said, they don't have the 360 and PS3 to fall back on like they did in the early days of the Wii U. So if third parties are going to support this thing, they have to create versions specifically for the Switch. They can't just use the other versions. And so this is a good sign. This is a very good sign. Let's see. What else? GameCube adapters. Let's see. Mario Party Collection. Yeah, that was a surprise. I haven't been I'm not a huge fan of the Mario Party. I remember getting the first one when it came out on N64, and not being super happy with it. They have gotten better since then. I think it's a cool concept. It's definitely an easy thing to kind of throw on 3DS to fill out its like holiday season kind of library, because they are trying to keep supporting that system for like at least another year or so. So it makes sense. It's an easy thing to throw on there. I don't see it doing particularly well, but Minecraft on 3DS is huge. That is going to sell extremely well. That's no doubt in my mind. It'll be interesting to see how it holds up technically. It is a new 3DS exclusive, it sounds like. So it'll be very interesting to see how that holds up technically, because the 3DS is, at this point, the least capable system currently running an official version of Minecraft. So we'll see how that actually holds up. I imagine the draw distance is terrible. I mean, it has to be, right? But still, it's cool, and it's great. And financially, it will do fantastic. I have no doubts about that. Let's see. John, are you excited for Kirby? I'm excited for Kirby fans to play Kirby. I think it looks like a great Kirby game. I myself am not a huge Kirby fan, but I think it looks like a very well-made game. I'm excited for Kirby fans to get that game, because obviously the only Kirby game we got on Wii U was Rainbow Curse? Canvas Curse. Rainbow Curse, right? Yes. Which I thought was a great game, but it's obviously not a traditional Kirby game, so it'll be cool to get a home console, traditional Kirby game. Let's see. MOBA. Yeah, I don't remember what that game was called, but yeah, MOBA on Switch. It's apparently free beta version, it sounds like. Did they say free, or did they just say beta? It could totally be a paid beta. I'm not sure. But either way, a cool addition to the library. And something, if it is free, I'll totally check it out. Yeah. Let's see. You guys are... Yes, there wasn't a lot of Zelda DLC info. You are right. That is... I didn't really think about that. But yeah, I was expecting a new trailer, and it didn't happen. But that's okay. There was a lot of other stuff. Zelda could totally be something that winds up getting its own mini direct later on. So that could totally happen. Let's see. Reading all the comments. Sorry, double slash, but I already gave somebody the free shout out for this stream, so you don't get it. Kirby Battle Arena seems interesting. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it's one of those kind of lower, to me it looks like a lower budget 3DS game, something to fill out that library, which is, I mean, it's good that those games are there. That system needs, I mean, obviously not everybody has a Switch yet, so that system needs support. But I think, I think it's telling that going into this Christmas, there isn't more for I mean, this Christmas is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which are a big deal. I'm not trying to undersell those. But just those and, Metroid, I think, is kind of the big thing. Metroid, of course, being a huge thing. And like I said before the stream, I still think there's a good chance a year long to get a Switch port of Metroid Samus Returns. Wave Rider is disappointed in the whole thing. Really? I thought this was one of Nintendo's stronger Nintendo Directs in a while. But, alright. They didn't show Retro Studios a new game. No, they didn't. And as we said, that is, they didn't do a lot of announcing. Like, were there any... There wasn't much for, Nintendo-made games getting announced at this thing. Because their audience for this. The whole point of a direct at this time of the year is to tell people, hey, you know those Christmas presents, like the system you're looking at getting for Christmas, or with the money you get for Christmas, or something like that. You should spend it on a Switch. So they're getting that in people's heads going into the holiday season, going into Black Friday, and so that is the focus of this direct. Introducing new games is not as big of a deal as giving details and release dates on previous games. Like, for someone like me, like I love, like Xenoblade is a huge reason that I own a Switch. And so having a release date for Xenoblade is huge for me. Like if I hadn't already bought a Switch, that would be the thing that would get me to buy it. So there's that. Skyrim having a release date. One thing we didn't see that there were a lot of rumors about, we didn't see achievements, and we didn't see Fallout 4. So not saying those things can't happen. I don't know about achievements. Fallout 4, that rumor actually sounded pretty legit, especially with it surprises me that Doom and Wolfenstein are coming out on the Switch, which are much more graphically impressive games than Fallout 4, but Fallout 4 isn't, at least for now. It could still totally happen, but at least for now it doesn't seem to be happening. Let's see. And yeah, and I think, once again, we got used to the thing to remember is on the Wii U there was a lot of announcing games really early, like Xenoblade X, which was a relatively late Wii U game, was announced at like within the first couple days of the Wii U existing, right? Because there was nothing on that system, it wasn't selling, and they had to just get people excited. So anything that had the green light to go on development, they were announcing. Like they announced Xenoblade with like some really early beta footage. They announced Yoshi's Woolly World with like a screenshot. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we're used to now, is this Nintendo that's announcing stuff 2-3 years in advance. They don't have to do that. They have a lineup for this year that is incredible. That is one of the best lineups they've ever had. They're having an incredible year. They have the best-selling console in America. Like, they are killing it this year. They don't need to announce stuff far out into next year and beyond. They need to have stuff for this Christmas, and that's it. Save that stuff, because then, right now we're talking about Nintendo, because they're talking about all this stuff, right? They need to make sure that come February, after Christmas is over, after everyone's spent their gift cards, that we are still talking about Nintendo. And so that's why in February they come along again and they say, oh, here's Smash Brothers, oh, here's Animal Crossing, here's what Retro's been doing, here's, a trickle of new information on Metroid, here's, DLC for these games. That's the kind of stuff that I think they'll be doing. I think we've just gotten used to Nintendo in panic mode, because that's what we've had ever since the Wii U launch. And now we're seeing comfortable Nintendo who hasn't been caught with their pants down, and it's honestly kind of refreshing to see. Right, let's see here. Japan Direct announced a new Dylan's Rolling Western. Why? Do people play those games? Like, did you guys buy Dylan's Rolling Western? Is that a game that people are playing? I don't know. I like Nintendo making shooters. Nintendo's not making that, I can't think of what the name is of it. The one where you change sizes, right? That is not a Nintendo-made game. Correct? I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. Right? But I like it's cool to see those shooters on Nintendo systems, for sure. I'm just going to put the Direct on in the corner while I talk. It'll have the volume will be down, but just to have something, it's bugging me that there's nothing in that box. Let's see. I gotta keep up with I get ranting and then I fall behind on the comments. Do you think we'll get a Direct that announces more games in November? It's possible that we could get something that highlights like the really early games for 2018 in November, but I tend to lean more towards something in like early 2018, like February or something like that, May. This past year they did one in April, one right before, like they pretty much always do one shortly before E3 to kind of like get you prepped and ready for E3. But that's about it. Nostalgia Ortiz, you're annoying me, and I will just kick you out if you continue to be annoying. Okay? Let's see. He keeps going. You know what? He probably hasn't even heard me say that yet because of the delay. But we'll just put him in a timeout. Okay, so Xenoblade 2 is so complex. Yes, it looks complex, and that's one of my favorite. I mean, that series is a series that you can just dig into, and I'm very excited. It's actually incredible between Xenoblade, Zelda, LA Noire to some extent, and then Skyrim. We have 4 huge open world games on the Switch in the first year of its launch. A handheld has 4 giant open world games in its first year. That is amazing. Snipper Clips, yes. Morphe's Law. That was the game. Thank you. Is it in house? It just looked so weird that I assumed it wasn't Nintendo made. No, it's not in house because they referred to it as a console exclusive, which means that it's still coming out on PC. They didn't refer to it as a Switch exclusive. It was a Switch console exclusive. So it's still coming out on PC. I don't believe that is made by Nintendo. Yes, Snipper Clips, that is one of the games I bought at launch for the Switch, so seeing that get more love is awesome. That game was made by 2 dudes, so the fact that game has done so well is awesome. Though, speaking of really early Switch games, I would really like to see some Fast Racing Remix DLC, because that game is amazing. Right. But yeah, Pokemon Sun Ultra Moon, I honestly thought we would see more of. They kind of just talked about them for a pretty short amount of time. When you compare that to the amount of time they talked about Xenoblade, they didn't spend much time on Pokemon Sun and Moon. I guess the argument would be that Pokemon is sort of a known quantity, so they kind of just talked about as much as was appropriate and said, it's Pokemon, it's new, here are some new features, here are some new things, etc., etc., and that's just kind of how it went. But yes, so Pokemon's coming out. Yeah, there's a lot to digest. But that was a very, very strong Nintendo Direct, and I'm happy with it. Of course, if the entire Direct had just been them coming out and they just kind of it was just them, they come out, the Nintendo Direct starts, they turn to the camera and go, Xenoblade is December 1st. I would have been cool, thank you, Nintendo Direct over, have a nice day. But I mean, it was great. They specifically highlighted that they're gonna have more details on Mario Odyssey when all that was a couple. I mean, they showed some new worlds, they look cool. Soda Ocean was talked about in the comments, so that's that's great. I feel like they know that people are excited about that game, so they feel like they have to talk about it. But I feel like we can just not worry about Mario Odyssey until it comes out. We're all gonna buy Mario Odyssey, right? That's kind of a given. So, I mean, whatever. It's not. I don't want to underplay the importance of Mario Odyssey footage. But funnily, that was the part of the stream that I just didn't. I was yeah, Mario Odyssey, I got it. Yep. Pre-order is in, I'm ready to go. Unless you announce some incredible Steelbook Collector's Edition, I am good to go. Oh man, Xenoblade is getting a Steelbook Collector's Edition with soundtrack and art book and all that stuff. I am absolutely wasting so much money on that. Absolutely. I bought the Xenoblade X Collector's Edition, and it was actually really nice. So I'm definitely going to be buying the Xenoblade Collector's Edition. Wave Rider says, I think that's the first Pokemon game I'm not going to buy. Yeah, I generally buy Pokemon in spurts. I'll play I bought Sun and Moon. I probably won't buy Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'll probably kind of wait until I feel like they've made another evolutionary jump. Evolutionary being a funny word to use for Pokemon. But to me, they're very similar games. I'm not so in love with that game design that I need to play it every other year. So I'll give it a few games and then pick up a new one. But if you're into Pokemon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon look nice. And to me, they look like more new content than Black and White 2. So that's good, because it's kind of that idea, that formula of the pseudo, the kind of sequel. But I feel like they're doing it better this time around, at least from what we've seen. Shapoopy one says, yeah, the Direct was amazing. I agree. No word on Yoshi Switch. No. So I assume that one's probably a later Probably still 2018, but a later release in 2018. I think that's safe to say. Which is fine. We don't need like Kirby and Yoshi right at the beginning of 2018, just like Revenge of the 2D platformer. Like that's fine. We can spread those out. That's all good. Octopath Traveler is an open world JRPG. Let that sink in. Yeah, that game looks cool. I mean, I'm not like turn-based JRPGs always. They're hit and miss for me. I sometimes just kind of feel like I lack the patience for a lot of turn-based JRPGs. But just from like a visual sense, like that game just looks beautiful, and I think I'd like to play it. I think it looks cool, and that it sounds like that the like beta demo. I think is the right word for that. Is that out now? Do I need to go download that? I don't remember. But yeah, like that. I mean, I'm definitely gonna play that, and then if that works out, I'll play the whole thing. So yeah. Was that Morphe's Law? Was that getting a beta or anything? Because that would be something I'd like to try as well. Let's see. When do you think the new Shin Megami Tensei is releasing? The Switch one? Based on what we've seen of that so far, maybe late 2018, possibly farther out than that. I think that game is still pretty early in development. I mean, because that was one of those games where, like, I mean, it's kind of like the Metroid Prime 4 announcement trailer, where it's just kind of like, this is a game we're gonna make. We don't know when, but we're gonna make it. That is what Shin Megami Tensei, that's the level that is at. So I don't see that coming out for a little while yet. Guinea Tug Gaming says hello. Hello. Can't wait to play the demo though for the Square Enix game. Yes, I will definitely pick up that demo. I'll definitely give it a try. Oh, there's the footage of the Mario Party thing. That is cool. At first when they showed this, I thought they were just remaking the first Mario Party game, and I was like, of all the Mario Parties, I don't know if you guys have played the first Mario Party game. Like, I bought that like day one, like the N64 cartridge. I have it still. That was before they had added like the candies and like things that made like the board interesting. And it was so I even at the time that was the first game as a kid that I remember like being disappointed that I bought, was the first Mario Party. The series has gotten way better now, but like at the time I was not a fan of that series when it first started. But that's a cool thing to do. Metroid comes out this Friday. That's what's showing down there right now, and that, oh man, I'm excited for that game. Plus the squishy Metroid amiibo. That is, we need more squishy amiibos. I think that could have saved the Wii U. Squishy amiibos. But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think of like other things that were announced. It was such a busy one that I missed stuff. Professor Layton, kind of. Professor Lady Layton. I don't remember what her last name is. But yeah, that's happening. Alliance Alive. Boy, there was so much stuff that I'm watching it back now, like in the corner there. And like there's stuff popping up here that I'm like, did that happen? Was that in the direct I just watched? But yeah, it was. There's some Shin Megami Tensei for you. Not the one on Switch, but it's still happening. And then this was Radiant Historia, right? Yes. That looks cool. I like the art and whatnot. Let me fast forward here a little bit to get to the Switch games. I don't remember where they started. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. I think that the new Mario Party could be a lot better. Yeah, I mean, if it's like the mini games of the first one, but like with the improvements they've made upon it since, then yeah, it could be a lot better. I will say this, like one of you commented, I think it was Chariot Goblin, you commented that the Xenoblade stuff went on for too long. Fair enough, it did get pretty technical there at the end. This new trailer I liked because it went way past, like, pretty much everything we had seen was just like, you know those trailers where there's explosions and people yelling and they're like, I won't let you use the power, and they're like, I have the power, and it's like explosions and then like theme song and title. And it's like, that was exciting, I have no idea what just happened. This trailer I liked because it gave me an idea of what's going on, it gave me a better feel for the world, and I'm excited. It looks great. The whole like different like civilizations and like their backing and everything reminded me of like Fire Emblem, which I think is cool. All the Cloud Layer stuff made me think of like Skyward Sword. But I am so excited for this game. This is, I mean, I've said it before. I've put probably 200 hours into the first Xenoblade between the 3DS and Wii version, and like 150, 100, 200, somewhere in there, hours into X, and I cannot wait to sink a ridiculous amount of time into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's very, very exciting. Let's see. Mario Party 3 is the best. Was that the one... Was it 2 or 3? No, 2 was the one where you had costumes, right? I don't remember. I don't remember what 3's gimmick was. Sonic Forces looks good. Sonic Forces looks like a Sonic game. I say that hoping that it is good, but not to... I'm not going to bet money on it being good. Let's put it that way. I hope it is, because Sonic Mania was surprising. Even a Sonic-hating person like me found things to like in Sonic Mania. But Sonic Forces, I'm not... We'll see. We'll see. I hope it's good. I hope it turns it all around for him. I'm always hoping for a good Sonic game. Haven't found one yet, but I'm hoping for one. Mario transformed into a dinosaur with a cape. Old cape flying is back. Yeah, that's... Occasionally you do it... With Mario Odyssey, you do occasionally have to just stop and be like, did Mario just transform into a dinosaur wearing a cape? Because you get so used to it with that game when you're watching the trailer that now and then you have to stop and just appreciate how ridiculous the thing you just saw was. That is a key feature of Mario Odyssey. What about Xenogear? Like the old Xenogear, like on PS1? That, I actually talked to work a little bit about that today. Like, Xenogear, Xenosaga, that is a franchise that could use a remaster. But I'm curious as to who actually owns the rights to the earlier games in the franchise. If those passed with Monolith to Nintendo, or if those still belong to Square Enix, or if there was, like, an exclusivity deal and they were given to Sony, or where those now reside. I'd be very interesting to find out. I think that series deserves... a remake. Let's see here. I put 290 minutes into Xenoblade X. You should put a couple more. Hours. Oh, okay, you did correct. Yes, okay, that's better. That's better. 290 minutes, I mean, that's, a few hours. That's, for some games, that's quite good. But I don't think you've seen everything in that. But yes, 290 hours, yeah, that is... Have you done everything? Like, did you 100% the game? Because even in 290 hours, I imagine there's probably still things left to do. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, was also a game that I felt like could have supported DLC, and then they never really went there with it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I feel like if they wanted to do DLC for this game and kind of push it out farther into the system's lifespan, because normally... Historically, the Xenoblade games, Xenoblade 3D, and Xenoblade X, have all been, like, late generation games, right? Like the original Xenoblade came out fairly late in the Wii. Xenoblade 3D came out as, like, a final, like, with the new 3DS, like, that, like, ultimate version of the 3DS, it launched with that, and so it was a pretty late 3DS game. X was a pretty late Wii U game. 2 has the distinction of being an early Switch game. It's going to be out in the first year. And so there is a potential of supporting that game farther out through this console's lifespan and doing DLC with it, which I think would be pretty awesome. Let's see. Somebody mentioned Mario Odyssey DLC, I think before the Direct. I don't know. I don't think I can support that for some reason that just doesn't seem right. You didn't 100% it. You stopped once you got the level 90 max. So you made it even farther than I did. That is a game that I occasionally just pick back up, and that's a game where I would love, like one of you mentioned, a Xenoblade X Switch port, which I still think could happen. We know that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 runs in the same engine as Xenoblade Chronicles X, so it would, theoretically be somewhat easy to port that game to the Switch, and so I could still see that happening. That seems like something easy to do kind of later on. Just to fill in a library at some point when releases are slow. Is Xenoblade popular in Japan? As far as I know, I'm not sure how it compares with America. I know Xenoblade X did reasonably well for a Wii U game in America. I think it sold pretty well. Granted, it's a Wii U game, so it's not going to sell great. And I think it'll be interesting to see how Xenoblade 2 sells. And I think if they kind of bump up the open, like if they, as far as like advertising goes, if they really focus on the open world aspect of it, to an audience that bought this system to play Zelda, a giant open world game, I think that will appeal to the majority of Switch owners. And if you haven't played the Xenoblade series before, give it a shot. Even if you don't like JRPGs, because generally I don't. But that series is fantastic, and I would encourage you to give it a try. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this direct. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't really touched on. But you know, we'll have, if you missed anything in the direct, if you didn't see any of it, of course you can watch the full direct on Nintendo's channel. Or just rewind this, I guess. But also, if you go over to NintendoWorldReport.com, we'll be covering all of these stories. We have people watching like the Japanese directs and other directs as well for all those little differences, and people translating stuff from the Japanese direct and getting those news stories up. So if you head over to NintendoWorldReport.com, there is plenty more Nintendo Direct coverage. Oh, Splatoon is getting some old maps, so that's cool. I forgot. See, I'm gonna have to watch this like 5 more times to actually catch everything. But yes. Also, the Titans can talk in Xenoblade, so that was pretty neat. Let's see. Looks like it's time for Game Explained to do a 2-hour video on that 2 minutes of art. Yeah, we do deep dives here too, where I don't think we've ever quite... I guess me and Neil did one time do a deep dive of like 20 seconds of Zelda footage from the Game Awards, and it went on for like an hour. So I guess I can't be too judgmental of Game Explained for spending a long time looking at arbitrary shots of games, but more power to them if they want to. But yes, NintendoWorldReport.com will have all of the stories from this direct, and of course, subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do that. We might start doing this kind of style of coverage for more directs in the future. It's something that I wanted to try out. This is something that ideally I wouldn't mind trying to do for like E3 or something, but we're just, so feel free to provide feedback on that. Blade Master over 4 open worlds in the launch year. Jesus. Yeah, absolutely. That is incredible. I mean, that's on a handheld. Like, that's on a home console, 4 giant open world games is like, whoa. But on a handheld, most handhelds don't have 4 open world games in their library. Like, it is incredible. What I think it helps, the system launched with one of the best open world games ever made. And I'm not saying that like as a Nintendo fan, I think it's the best. Like, I mean, look at the review scores. Look at how it sold. Look at how many systems it moved on its own. Like, it was one of the biggest things to happen to open world games in history. And I think that kind of set a precedent, like I was saying, for, like, that's the audience that exists on this platform. You, like, when you're trying to decide, well, what type of games will Switch owners buy, you pretty much know that all of them enjoy open world adventure games. I mean, because that is, like, especially for this first year, most people bought it to play the new Zelda. And so it makes sense that as people are kind of trying out, like, well, let's see how things fare on this system, they're trying out open world games. And as I said earlier, Bethesda's announcements today, I think, are huge, and I think will be a big precedent and a big statement to other third-party developers as we go forward. And that is awesome and very encouraging. Also, Rocket League is still a thing, if you're into Rocket League. Oh, there's Morphe's Law. Yeah, that game looks weird, but I'm excited. I will definitely play it. I'm all up for it, as long as, like, the install base is good. Hopefully, Nintendo so far has been seemingly pretty open to crossplay. They've been open to that with Microsoft for Minecraft. Apparently, Rocket League will have crossplay. So, like, this Morphe's Law sounds like it's coming out on PC as well, presumably. So, hopefully, maybe we get some crossplay with that to kind of fill out the install base a little bit. Because that's always the problem with those online games, is I never know, like, before I spend money on them, I'm like, are people going to be playing this? Like, will I actually get my money's worth out of this? Breath of the Wild had a 100% attach rate for day one Switch units. Correction, actually. Breath of the Wild had a 102% attach rate for day one Switch units, which is insane. Like, there were more, like, people were buying, like, there were more copies of Breath of the Wild sold on Switch than Switches in existence. Which is ridiculous. But yes, so that's what I'm saying though, is everyone who bought a Switch, like most people who bought a Switch, are into open world games. So that's a very safe bet for these developers. Which is fine with me, because having open world games on a handheld, and actually having them run good, we're not talking about like Borderlands 2 on PS Vita, which ran like butt. Having good running, great open world games on a handheld is pretty amazing. It is an awesome thing. Say I bought my Switch because I'm a Nintendo whore. I mean, that is an asset. That is part of that is an influential factor. I won't deny that. But you refused to buy one. I bought 1-2 Switch, and I won't say it's bad. It's probably a very fun party game, but let's just say that I bought it, owned it for like a couple weeks, and then traded it in. So it's not the best game, but it is a game. Let's just say let's be glad that wasn't the main game the Switch launched with. It's good that it launched with Zelda 2. Otherwise, we might be looking at another Wii U situation. But yes, that I think we've kind of covered most of the big stories from the Direct. I'm sure I've missed some things, but I think that is about where we are going to end things today. So, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, let me know either in the comments here, or in the chat, or like on the comments section if you're watching the video after it was live, what you think of this style of covering their live events. You can also follow me on Twitter, at JTS982. It's scrolled down there on the bottom several times, and I'm sure it will be coming up here in a moment anyway. You can also follow Nintendo World Report on Twitter. It's Nintendo_NWR, and of course check out NintendoWorldReport.com as well. Subscribe to this channel. I do live streams of games every Saturday, and would love to see you guys join in. It's a lot of fun. We play both online and single-player games. It's a good time. We do votes on the Twitter for what game we're going to play. It is a fun time, so be sure to subscribe. Yeah. Shapoopy, you are a positive person, and I appreciate it. So thank you for being so positive, Shapoopy. Thank you. Yes, so that I think is... Oh, I should also mention, site volunteer run. You know that if you've been around here for a while. None of us get paid. The site doesn't really make money. We don't do this for financial gain. We just do it because we like Nintendo. And so the site is funded primarily by support from Patreon. So if you would like to join in there, or at least take a look at our Patreon, we'd appreciate it. It's just patreon.com/NWR. Very easy to remember. But yeah, the problem with running the thing about Nintendo is that if you show video of Nintendo games like is happening right now, Nintendo will demonetize your video. So it's difficult to make money directly through doing Nintendo-based content. So we really appreciate the people on Patreon who do support us. It is why the site continues to exist, and we appreciate it a lot. But yes, that is pretty much everything. I don't think I have anything else to say. So I will see you guys later. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Happy Nintendo Direct Day. It was a good one. It was a very good one. And I will see you guys next time.